Could we get down, please? Could we? Come on. Okay, come on. Hey there. How you doing? Been a while. I just don't have time very much anymore to do the vinyl community stuff. And this time I'm not even doing a vinyl community stuff when I'm doing the movie fan community stuff, the video guy stuff. Uh, it's been a while, and I know I need to do a catch up on some 45s because I did a great 45 RPM rescue. I've had some phenomenal LPs come in since the holidays through thrifting and gifting and what have you. And likewise with DVDs and Blu-rays. I've been out and hitting the thrifts, and a lot of stuff I get in the thrifts, honestly, I pay 10 cents a pop for because I found this fantastic thrift that I get by maybe once every couple of months, but when I go in, I usually wind up spending $1 or $2. So I have quite a bit in the way of Blu-rays to show today, and a lot of them are 3D Blu, because everybody knows I'm into the 3D. Um, Starting off, I thought this was great. Comes with a 4K regular Blu-ray, and as well, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So some Tarantino there. Uh, have From Disney, Prep and Landing and Prep and Landing Naughty But Nice. I have not seen this. I will save this for holiday time. It looks like it will be fun. And my sister just gifted me Captain Underpants. This movie is absolutely bizarre. Based on a popular kids book. Gift from a family member for Christmas. Strangely enough, doing a lot of old time radio here on Weird Spins. I have tons of Dragnet episodes up, tons more on the way. I grew up with television series and syndication, but did not know that there were several feature films, at least one of which was theatrical, and was gifted this. I'd never seen it before. It's not rated, of course, because of its age, but I would place it at probably a PG-13 because it's a bit edgy and gritty compared to the television and radio series. Deadpool 2 Super Duper Cut. Shin Godzilla. That's an awesome Blu-ray. Son of Flubber. And of course, I'm going to go for anything I don't have that is Scoob. So, including Scoob. All right. Speaking of Scoob, I have a collection with several discs in here of the new Scooby-Doo movies. Voice impressionists, I believe, for the Three Stooges, but you also have Dick Van Dyke, Jonathan Winters, Don Knotts, Mama Cass Elliot, supposedly. I don't know if that was really her. I know it's not really the Harlem Globetrotters, and I know it's not really Laurel and Hardy, but the character personas of them appear in these through various episodes. So there's a lot of material in this. And these are television series episodes, Space 8 at the Cape. Now, I have a soundtrack LP on picture disc for this. This is a DVD. Beautiful edition. Looks excellent in widescreen. Breathtaking movie. If you have not seen this movie, if you like comic books, if you like old sci-fi from the era of like Earth versus the Flying Saucers and It Came from Outer Space, you must see The Iron Giant. This is a great, great movie. Disney that mashes up live action and animation with musical numbers, including some Bollywood influence here and there. Enchanted. This is a fantastic film too. I don't have this soundtrack LP, but it is out there, and it's often very reasonable. And for those of us who, like myself, are huge fans of Spinal Tap, I couldn't pass up an opportunity for 10 cents to own a copy of A Mighty Wind. Likewise, I'm not about to pass up a copy of Cabin in the Woods with a lenticular cover as a fan of Evil Dead. And here we have a compilation of Volume 1 of 8 Abbott and Costello movies, as the Two Buck Privates movies in the Navy, Who Done It. Let's see, what was there's another one that was a haunting one. Hold That Ghost, which I believe either Hold That Ghost or Who Done It takes place at the recording of an old time radio show. So that's kind of neat. And that's a lot of material in there with 8 films. Likewise, have a beautiful multicolor vinyl soundtrack for Waxwork. This edition has Waxwork 1 and 2. 1 was available in an unrated edition on VHS and has since come out on Blu-ray unrated. This is the R-rated. But from what I can tell, it looks like they cut roughly 20 seconds out of it altogether in a scene with Deborah Foreman, with Desaad, and in a scene of somebody's leg kind of being torn up by a vampire. But it's not really that noticeable, the difference in the final version of the film. If you haven't seen these, they're kind of fantastical. Fall into the sort of fun of like the Friday the 13th series, have all the 80s B horror movie tropes. Getting stuck in the Wax Museum, all of the scenarios come to life, so it's kind of vignette oriented, drawing you into different types of movies within one movie. And it's just a lot of fun. It has David Warner in it, and what's his name from Gremlins. It's just a really, really fun picture. And of course, Deborah Foreman. 80s flashback, heavy duty flashback, Strange Brew. So Bob and Doug McKenzie. Can't pass that up for 10 cents. Chucky Complete Collection, lenticular cover, so it looks like the doll is in the box. Thought that was pretty nice. South Park Season 1. 10 cents for the whole box. Steve Vai, live at the Astoria, London. I still haven't spun this yet, but I bet you it's a great show. I still feel honored. A couple of years ago, one of our clients actually bought me tickets to see him. That was a great day. Mel Brooks, Young Frankenstein, classic. Now we're getting into a massive pile, I do mean massive, of 3D Blu-rays. And I collect 3D Blu-rays, so I always welcome into the collection any one that I do not have. And a bunch of these I haven't had a chance to check out yet. Conan the Barbarian, and I don't know. Is it a good one? I don't know. I read reviews of it that said the 3D wasn't that great, that it was an afterthought conversion that just didn't work out well. I understand that Jack the Giant Slayer is actually native, and so that should be at least visually enticing one. G.I. Joe 3D looks like it would be a fun one. This one being G.I. Joe Retaliation, because there's several. John Carter 3D, which I've read mixed reviews on. This one I did get a chance to look at, and I enjoyed it actually. The 3D wasn't too bad, even if it was a conversion. It had some pretty nifty moments in it. So I know it gets slammed a lot, but I kind of liked it. And it's Ryan Reynolds, his other Marvel character. I think that's Marvel. Anyway, Book of Life. Very good 3D. Very artistic, unique. If you like Coco, you'll like this, although this has got a completely different story. It's based around some of the same cultural mythos and ideas. Zootopia. This movie has more layers than an onion. There's a lot to read out of it other than just how fun it is on the surface and how cute it is. And the 3D on this is great. It is, I think, one of the more important Disney movies of the last couple of decades so far as having social commentary in it. Lacking social commentary, lacking entertainment value. So far I've sat through about 15 minutes in it. Dino King. This is a Korean animated film that has a narration from the perspective of a young dinosaur that is of a predatory variety, and yet still tries to make out a T-Rex as being a monster when they're also predators. And it's like, yeah, it's not really working on that level for me. If these were herbivores, then you would kind of get the vibe of a fairy tale setting, but instead it's that predators that are learning with the young one to go out and prey on herbivores and then reacts to this one-eyed T-Rex as it being some sort of horrible thing because it's actually going to prey on them. Circle of Life, yes, certainly. 3D in it, fantastic 3D. Animation, moderate. It's a Korean film. Voiceover started getting on my nerves. 15-20 minutes was as far as I made it so far. I'll get back to it. Cats and Dogs 3D. The 3D is better than I remember. It's not nearly as good as G-Force was in the cinema. Looking for G-Force in 3D. I have a Blu-ray, but it's not 3D. Anybody can hook me up. I'd appreciate that. Likewise, I have a defective on this. I collect versions of A Christmas Carol. I was in a stage production of Christmas Carol, of the musical production of Scrooge when I was young. Absolutely love everything about it. The 3D disc on this is defective, so I'm looking for a replacement for at least just the 3D disc. Sanctum 3D, this was native shot and is very good. It's about a cave rescue. This X-Men was native shot. Days of Future Past. And the 3D in it is also very good. And the story in it was pretty good. Likewise, the Spider-Man 2. Both Spider-Mans, the 1 and 2, were native 3D, but the first one, they didn't really do a lens separation to give you that sense of depth in most of the talk scenes, and they didn't really exploit it that much other than in the swinging scenes. I think the cinematography in this one is much more exciting than the first one. Seeing this in 3D, which my niece was good enough to fetch from somebody that had it in Orlando for me, is like a whole new experience. I had only seen it in a regular projected version, had never seen the 3D version before receiving this disc, and it's just stunning in 3D. Likewise, I saw the live action Beauty and the Beast when it played on the big screen, but saw it flat, and it was okay, but it's much better in 3D. I don't think a domestic disc exists, but this one is region free, and I got lucky to find it in Thrift. It was just a stunning find. It looks absolutely excellent. That said, it was fun to find the 3D conversions of the animated Lion King and the animated Little Mermaid. I would love to find 3D discs of the live action do-overs. Coming up next, probably one of the best 3D discs in the bunch. Cannot recommend this enough. It's absolutely hilarious. Absolutely not for kids, of course. The extra dope edition of a Vera, Harold, and Kumar 3D Christmas. This movie is a riot, and the 3D in it is freaking awesome. It's not the same movie without it because it was constructed to exploit it in fun ways, and it does a very good job of that. Haven't sat through it yet, but saw the beginning and it looked pretty good. Goosebumps. I've seen the movie itself, but this will be my first time experiencing it in 3D. I have not seen Terminator Genesis in any format, let alone 3D, so that should be entertaining. I have not seen I, Frankenstein 3D or I, Frankenstein, so let's hope that it's actually a good one. And I remember the original Independence Day, which I also always referred to as a remake of Earth versus the Flying Saucers. Let's hope this one is okay. It's also a 3D disc, and I don't know if it was shot 3D or if it was a post-conversion. I also picked up San Andreas, and on a prior run had gotten lucky somewhere for a couple of bucks a piece, I picked up a bunch of Marvel ones that I didn't have. But I may have shown those in a prior video. I think I did, where I picked up most of the Thor series and the complete Captain America series and one of the Avengers I didn't have. And out of those, I'd say that most of the Thors were kind of like, eh. But then Ragnarok rolled around, and even the menu screen on that is frigging awesome in 3D. So anyway, anybody that's into 3D discs, there's my say on what I found on those things. And that was quite a haul. And we're looking at about 15 minutes, so I'm going to wrap it here. And I will be back in a week or so with either some 45s or some LPs. See you real soon.